Morning. It's Saturday. It's 5 o'clock, which means it's time. Stephen and I are going to go and do a stretch of the Heart of England Way. 17.3 miles, maybe a little bit more. We're starting here in Meriden. It's 7:10 in the morning, it's Saturday morning. So the first thing you see when you come out of Meriden, well, you're still in Meriden really, is the tower of St Lawrence Church. Right, way off in the distance you can see the city of Birmingham as the sunlight comes up and glints off the buildings. That's pretty impressive, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah, very.
Right, so here we are. We're at St Lawrence Church, which is at the top of the hill in Meriden. There was an Anglo-Saxon preaching stone here, and the land was owned by Earl Leofric, Earl of Mercia, who was the famous husband of Lady Godiva, who rode naked through the streets of Coventry. Here is the Heart of England Way route, which starts up in Milford and ends up in Bourton-on-the-Water in the Cotswolds. So we are going from Meriden to Henley-in-Arden. It looks an awful short route on that map, doesn't it, Stephen?
Yeah. We're not doing it all today, are we?
It should take us about an hour to go from there.
Oh God.
But yeah, this church is, as I say, this part of the church here is Norman and was built in the 12th century. Well, we've got to go through the churchyard, and that's where the walk proper starts. Right, so this is the old Anglo-Saxon preaching stone, which was here before the Norman church was built. Another thing I love is these old mounting stones.
Oh, is that what it is, to get on your horse?
Yeah, to get on your horse, or for ladies to get in their carriage. And these are really old, look how worn they are.
Yeah.
You get a lot of these outside these old churches, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah, I never thought about that before.
Yeah. So we're coming out of St Lawrence Church, and then just at the bottom of here we turn left, and then it's fields all the way to Birksville. It's going to take us about 50 minutes to get to Birksville. The sun is just rising behind those trees, throwing off that beautiful light.
By the live oak, the dead oak stands.
That has to be a witch's or a wizard's tree, undoubtedly.
Oh yeah,
in my book, undoubtedly.
And on the solstice, they sit on the top of those twigs.
What a wonderful pool.
scallopers in there.
It is. So we are walking into the old village of Birksville. We've been walking for an hour, trying to maintain our social distancing as much as possible. This is a typical old English village centre. Look at that gorgeous oak tree. The old houses there, the old village shop. Here's the old village stocks, put up to punish petty criminals. And I might have mentioned it before, but Stephen, have you noticed there's 5 holes?
Yes. Why are there 5 holes?
There's 5 holes because the story goes that the village didn't have any stocks in the old days until one night a drunken ex-soldier, a one-legged soldier, and his mates went on the rampage in the village. So they built the stocks to teach them a lesson. Hence there's only 5 holes.
Oh.
Whether that's true or not, who knows?
Oh,
I like to think it is true.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
We're at the very old site of the village well. Natural spring water comes up into here. And you can see the old washing steps. You can see how clear the water is.
I might have washed myself.
Yeah. Have a dunk.
A Saxon leader, Birkville, was reputed to have been baptised here in the 8th century. This reliable source of clean water was almost certainly the reason for the initial settlement of Birksville. The well is fed by several springs and then flows above ground to join the River Blythe. The village and Birksville Hall were supplied with water from the well until 1939. A daily job for one of the school children was to fetch a bucket of water for drinking until pipe water was introduced. Courtesy of the Birksville Society.
Cool, huh? Hence where Birksville gets its name. The Birkswell or Birkle's Well. They reckon the Saxon chieftain Birkle was baptised here in about 750. A long time ago. This is called a Wayside preaching cross, and again is Anglo-Saxon, predates the Norman church, which building started in around about the 12th century. There's a fantastic Norman crypt below here, which when the church is open you can come and visit. A lot of history here. Buried here is Maud Watson, the first ever lady singles champion of Wimbledon in around about 1885, I think it is. Other famous residents of Birksville include Jeremy Brett, the actor who played Sherlock Holmes, and believe it or not, the Beastie Boys lived in Birksville for 2 weeks in 1988, where they wrote a B-side to one of their singles. Did you know that, Stephen? Yeah. Why would the Beastie Boys come and stay in Birksville? Oh, why not? Why wouldn't they?
Why not?
Why wouldn't they?
Proper, typical English little country village.
Oh, these are old iron gates, aren't they, Stephen?
Huh?
These are old iron gates, aren't they?
Built in a time when people were a little bit thinner, I think.
Yes, definitely, definitely thinner, yeah. Wow, this is lovely.
Nice, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Morning sheep.
Just farmland.
I think so.
It looks a bit like a mistake, doesn't it?
I love this walkway.
Yeah.
There's a stream that runs all along the side of this walkway, and the water's always really clear. I'm not sure whether it's fed from the spring back in the village or not, but it's always running. So this is where the stream comes out and joins this river. So we've now left the village of Birksville and going off into the country now, across some lovely fields. Starting to warm up a little bit, but when that wind whips up, it's still cold. We've just got here, and this public footpath has been blocked.
Footpath closed, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't closed the other end. Well, there was no sign on the other end saying that footpath was closed.
No, there wasn't.
As you can see, we're supposed to go this way. And all round here is being completely destroyed by the horrendous HS2. Absolutely disgraceful. Just so a handful of suits can get to London 20 minutes earlier.
Where the footpath goes?
So yeah, we've just got here and been told by a security guy that we can't go that way. That's the way we're supposed to go. There's no sign at the beginning of this footpath in Birksville telling us that the footpath now stops here. Very annoying, and very annoying since it's down to bloody HS2. So we should have gone that way, then turned left and carried on the path. Now we have to do a detour of approximately about a mile into Borsall Common and then join the footpath somewhere else. I don't know how long that's going to take us, but we're not best pleased, are we, Stephen?
No.
Not best pleased at all.
It'll be a mile and a half.
Yeah.
We're looking at the best part of half an hour.
Why? Because of this. Don't get me started. Yeah, so the annoying thing about that is we could have gone up there and literally in about 50 yards you turn left and you're back on the path again. So for some reason HS2 have not made a little pathway for people to continue on the walk, which I think is absolutely disgraceful. However, these things are sent to try, I say, Stephen.
Yeah.
So guys, we've just been through the village of Borsall Common after being chased away from the HS2 site. I'm very disgruntled the fact that they haven't provided a walkway to rejoin the path, because as I said, it was only about 50 yards from there where we rejoined the path. So we've just left Borsall Common, and about a mile from here, half a mile from here, we should join the Heart of England Way path at a farm called Magpie Farm, I think. So join us when we intersect back on the Heart of England Way. So we're back on the Heart of England way. We've come a detour. We should have come up this way, but this little path is the Heart of England way. So now we're rejoining it, so now we're back on track. Stephen's racing off ahead. I still think he's thinking about that pint at the end of the day. So you can see that we're actually on part of the Millennium Way. You do go on some bits of the Millennium Way which then rejoin the Heart of England Way, which we will do shortly up this way. The old Saracen's Head, and there he is, the old devil. They do really good food at the Saracen's Head. Fantastic pizzas, really good steaks. I think on Tuesday you get half price steaks. Other nights of the week you can get 2-for-1 pizzas. Good beer as well.
In all my years of doing the St Basil's Walk, planning it,
Yeah,
the Ordnance Survey maps are the greatest on earth.
they are.
They are just, when they say, like this, you know, you can see the dotted line go onto the other side of a fence or a wall or whatever, and that's what you should do. Wow.
Well, look at this beautiful house. Right, we are 4 hours in.
Cool.
How are your legs, Stephen?
Okay. Slightly queasy.
Yeah.
My back is aching a little.
Yeah.
And my shoulders are worse. But, you know, 4 hours of walking, I haven't walked for some time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the view behind us, and right ahead of us we're going through a wood. It's called Priest's Park Wood, and we're in Chadwick End. It's lovely. So I've just come out of the woodland and I'm back in the little fields. That whole house is held up with one piece of scaffolding. And the witches' crows make it their home.
Ooh. Should we get to Baddesley Clinton?
Yeah, we deserve that rest then. Onwards and upwards. And here we are at the driveway to Baddesley Clinton. Hooray! It's a National Trust property, so you can't actually go into the house unless you've bought a pre-booked ticket, with the way things are at the moment, but we go past the house as part of the walk. So here's the house of Baddesley Clinton. It originally dates back to the 13th century, when large parts of the forest of Arden were cleared for farming, and we're currently about 8 miles north of Warwick. It's actually a scheduled ancient monument and a Grade 1 listed building, and in 1438 John Broome, who was the under treasurer of England, purchased it, and then it passed to his son Nicholas. There was a rumour that he murdered the local parish priest and rebuilt the local church as penance for his sins. But the house then had gun ports and possibly a drawbridge where the bridge is now. And then in 1517 it passed to his daughter, who married Sir Edward Ferrers, Sheriff of Warwickshire, and it remained in the Ferrers family until 1914. Warwickshire remained strongly Catholic, particularly the gentry, and there are 3 priest hidey holes within this house to house the Jesuit priests that came over to preach mass. There's a possibility that Edward Campion stayed here one night on his journey around England. And he was later hung, drawn and quartered in London. But one of the most famous secret Catholic families here in Warwickshire were possibly the Shakespeares. John Shakespeare's will was a Catholic will when he died. This house was raided at least once by the authorities, with priests hiding in the sewers. That was in 1591 and no one was caught. This is well worth a visit to have a look around if you ever get the chance. So we've just had lunch. We stayed at Baddesley Clinton for about half an hour or so, rested our feet, took our boots off for a while, and we're on our way again.
I think it's calmer to pick you up from here after some pints.
Yeah. How are your legs?
All right, not bad. Not bad. Aching a bit, but still going. We have refused a pint in that pub there, the Navigation.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
Self-will. That's what it is.
There's the Navigation pub. They do really good beer and really good food, and it's right next to the canal. Right, we've resisted having a pint and we're on the canal.
Okay.
There's some great canal walks around here. Obviously there's a lot of canals coming out of Birmingham and stuff. So we're going to be walking along this path for quite a while, I think. So here we are at our first canal junction, Bridge 37. So we go right here and go down this way.
Hello there, my hatties. Do you want to hear the story of Rosie Mellor?
Mrs. Mellor, they call me, or Rosie for short, when we're chugging past here every day, moving malt, crumb and spice, cocoa beans, neat and nice, to make chocolates the Cadbury's way. It's my husband's the captain, so we take it in turn, and with Cadbury's rule book, least I'm paid what I earn. That's a little unusual. Boaters' wives work for free around locks, holes and cabins, but that's all wrong to me. See, it's only fair, really, we wives share the work, and from sunrise to sunset, you'll not see us shirk. Now we're out in all weathers most days of the year, from the Thames up to Bourneville, the tillers we steer. For some 30-odd years now, we've plied up and down. We've a life can't be bettered in city or town. That's why Charlie and me, thanks to Cadbury's trays, hope to travel canals till the end of our days.
Is that it, Rosie? Thank God for that.
Very good exercise there for you, Stephen. Yeah. You haven't done so much today. These extensive canal ways were built during the Industrial Revolution, before railways were invented, for those of you who aren't familiar with the English canal system. And Birmingham particularly was the biggest industrial centre of the world at the time, and this was the best way to get goods in and out of cities into the ports. In its day, these canals would have been absolutely chock-a-block with traffic, all pulled by horse. Amazing. Up ahead is a typical example of the bridges that were built around here. I'll have a closer look when we get to it. Here it is. You can see this bridge. This would be the original bridge that was originally built when the canal was. Yeah, right by it is your typical barrel roofed canal cottage, complete with original well. The lock keepers would have lived in these. You can see this has been metalled over but most of these bridges you'll see a gap, see the gap here, and that gap would run along so that when the horses were towing the barges, the rope would go through the middle of the bridge. Stephen, aren't they nice?
Huh?
These diddy little locks.
Yeah.
They're single, aren't they?
Can I open this one? Well, I can't. I've got the strength.
Oh, here's one of the old original bridges, look. As you can see, this has still got the gap in for the tow rope to come through. I love the little locks here. What an ingenious way to get boats up and down hill. Clever. Do you know, guys, there are sheds and there are sheds, but that is a shed. Right guys, not far to go now, we're on the homeward stretch. What do you think, Stephen? We're on the homeward stretch.
Yep. I can taste the beer.
Yes, I can taste the flagon of ale waiting for us right now. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I can smell it from here, Stephen. Oh, I think we go left here. Well, it's gone a bit more overcast now. It's a bit windy again, it's getting chilly again. Well, not too cold, not as cold as it was earlier. Well guys, we're almost at the end. That's Henley-in-Arden. Not far to go. The end is in sight. So Stephen's ahead, we're coming into Henley and we're about to make the ascent up to Beaudesert's castle, which was the site of an old Motte and Bailey castle, Norman keep. It's quite an important castle in its day. I'm going to attempt to get up this hill and have a look when we get to the top. You can still see some of the old defence ditches here, and this is the mound. Yeah, and this is the mound where the keep would have been on top. There was a stone keep on top of here. Yeah, with wooden defences apparently. It used to belong to the de Montfort family. Onwards and upwards. How does it feel like, Stephen?
Top of the world, Ma.
So here we are on top of where the old Norman keep would have been. A good defensive position. And there's Henley-in-Arden. And there's Stephen. So here we are descending down into the old market town of Henley-in-Arden. So here we are, Henley-in-Arden High Street, the old market town. Oh, look what we've got here, the White Swan. So because of social distancing, we're sitting outside and we get waitress service. Even better. Cheers.
That's fantastic.
Oh God. Oh my God. What's that like, Stephen?
I can't talk, I'm crying.
So everybody, we've got our pints. We've ordered the second one already. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a long day, isn't it, Steve?
Very long.
It's about 5 to 4. We left Meriden at 7:10. We've been here about 10 minutes. So yeah, we planned to get here at about 4 o'clock, so we planned it pretty well, really. And I don't think we did too bad, since we're nearer 60 than 50. So all the best, and thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.
Bye.